Once, someone discovered a human skull lying on the tracks. On another occasion, a 14-ton boat appeared in lost property. Then there is the mosquito, a species that evolved underground. It is more aggressive, more focused on humans, born of darkness and steel. Yet, this is only scratching the surface. Beneath the streets of London exists a hidden world that most commuters never suspect. Abandoned tunnels. Bunkers that once hosted wartime feasts. A secret railway carrying millions of letters in silence. This story is not merely about trains. It is about a city built on secrets, some of which still operate today. Deep below London, an unusual creature thrives in the tunnels. A mosquito species that has adapted away from daylight. Isolated for decades, it no longer follows the patterns of its surface-dwelling relatives. Unlike ordinary mosquitoes, this one prefers human blood over birds or other animals, as humans are all it encounters underground. More aggressive, resilient, and fully adapted, it demonstrates that even life evolves to survive the secrets of the city. A subway system with its own predator is just the beginning. If this content speaks to you, don't let the story end here. Leave a comment, join the conversation, and help us keep these voices alive. Subscribe for more journeys through time, and together, let's ensure these cities are never forgotten. Without further ado, let's continue. Before any tunnel was dug, London was already struggling, not from smog, but from horse-drawn carriages. By the mid-9th century, streets were clogged beyond capacity with countless carts and pedestrians trapped in medieval street layouts. Rapid growth during the Industrial Revolution had outpaced the city's infrastructure. Congestion was more than inconvenient, it jeopardized the empire's economy. It became clear that radical action was required to keep London moving. The solution emerged from below, from Charles Pearson. He was neither an engineer nor an inventor. A solicitor with a visionary idea no one else dared to imagine. In the 1830s, he conceived a city with underground railways to carry workers into central London. People ridiculed him, calling it madness. Tunnels beneath the city with trains? Impossible. Yet Pearson persisted, releasing plans, maps, and proposals until his vision gained support. Though he would not live to witness its completion, his dream would shape the city's veins. In 1863, the unthinkable happened. The world's first underground railway opened to the public. The Metropolitan Railway extended less than 4 miles, but it was revolutionary. Thousands rode on the first day, fascinated by this new mode of transport. A subterranean train was no longer science fiction, it was London's future. Yet, early trains were far from perfect. Steam-powered, they filled tunnels with smoke, transforming excitement into coughing fits. The initial tunnels were not precisely engineered. They were created using a method called cut and cover. Massive trenches were dug through busy streets, disrupting buildings, destroying roads, and forcing reconstruction once tracks were laid. It was loud, slow, and dangerous, yet effective. Londoners nicknamed it the sewer line, as the trenches resembled drains more than innovation. Still, beneath the chaos, a new era of transportation was emerging. As the need for tunnels increased, cut and cover became insufficient. Then came the tunneling shield, a steel invention enabling workers to dig deep beneath the city safely without disturbing life above. This marked the beginning of deep-level construction, allowing the underground to wind under busy streets unnoticed. Engineering, however, was not the only breakthrough. Design followed. Functionality became elegant, blending technology with style to define the system's identity. Architect Leslie Green gave the underground its iconic appearance. In the early 20th century, he designed numerous stations with ox-blood red tiles, many still standing. Inside, color-coded tiles guided passengers even if they could not read, combining aesthetics with practical, human-centered design. These stations became landmarks. Red facades at locations like Holborn Road and Chalk Farm still whisper stories from over a century ago. Early underground trains were steam-powered, producing claustrophobic, smoky conditions. Open-air carriages filled with soot left passengers coughing and soiled, yet thousands rode daily. The convenience of escaping street congestion outweighed discomfort. The underground was revolutionary, if not luxurious. Expansion allowed people to move beyond crowded city centers, enabling suburban growth. Neighborhoods sprouted around stations, connecting workers to jobs with ease. Railways transformed urban geography, prompting London to expand outward rather than upward. By the 1890s, the city launched the world's first electric underground railway. Trains became cleaner, faster, and quieter. Passengers breathed easier as smoke vanished from tunnels. Electricity also permitted deeper tunnels and complex networks, laying the foundation for today's system. Even without steam, heat became a problem. Deep tunnels, packed trains, and electric systems created sweltering conditions. Summers exceeded 30 degrees Celsius. Engineers tried ventilation shafts, extractor fans, and converting old lift shafts into air ducts, but heat persisted. Traveling the tube felt like moving through a furnace, functional but far from comfortable. Ordinary buildings conceal extraordinary secrets. Ventilation shafts disguised as monuments, sealed doors leading to abandoned platforms, structures serving only to maintain airflow, and emergency exits hidden as shops or homes. That old stone arch you pass daily might not be just a relic but a doorway to the past. Much of the underground remains invisible above ground. In 1927, Royal Mail built a secret railway, driverless electric trains running through small tunnels connecting sorting offices. For decades, it transported 4 million letters a day, faster than any vehicle on congested streets. Part of it is now a museum, but it once was the postal artery of the empire. During both world wars, the underground became a haven. Stations converted into shelters for hundreds of thousands, providing safety while London burned. Down Street Station, closed in the 1930s, served as a secret command center for Britain during the Second World War, housing operations, and even Winston Churchill for clandestine meetings and banquets underground. Today, it remains sealed, a silent time capsule beneath the city. Dozens of abandoned stations lie hidden under London streets. Some locked, others repurposed for film sets or military use. Ghost stations retain echoes of the past. Decades-old posters cling to walls, dusty platforms await trains that never come, forgotten yet preserved by time. Post-war, the underground required more than repair, it needed reinvention. Bomb damage necessitated modernization. New lines were built, old ones upgraded. The Victoria Line became the first to feature computer automation. Underground maps were redesigned by Harry Beck in 1931, simplifying navigation with a color-coded circuit board layout, creating a globally influential system. London's underground inspired metros worldwide, from New York to Tokyo, including station design, tunneling methods, and signage. Passenger systems evolved too. From paper tickets to Oyster cards in the early 2000s, followed by contactless bank cards and mobile payments, journeys became faster and smarter. The underground is more than transport. It is a living archive of innovation, resilience, and reinvention. Every ride on the tube connects you with over 150 years of ambition and urban transformation. To discover more hidden stories beneath the surface, subscribe and explore the extraordinary layers of London's underground world. Beneath the streets, the underground is more than steel and tunnels. It is a mirror of the city's hidden life. Rats and stray animals find refuge alongside forgotten remnants of Victorian engineering. Pipes, cables, and water conduits crisscross like veins, carrying life unseen, unnoticed by the millions above. Every corner hides a story: graffiti from workers long gone, abandoned signage, and staircases that no longer lead anywhere. The tunnels themselves have a rhythm, a heartbeat of their own. Trains rumble above, while deeper passages remain silent, echoing with the memories of a century and a half. Engineers and urban explorers speak of lost stations, where the air smells of history, dust, and damp stone. Time feels different here. It stretches, contracts, and merges past with present. A platform might be empty for decades, yet it preserves the human stories of commuters, workers, and wartime refugees. Some sections of the underground were never meant for public eyes. Old air raid shelters, secret communication centers, and experimental labs, once hidden from both government records and public knowledge, now stand as relics of ambition and secrecy. Even today, security teams patrol these areas, aware that beneath the city lies a maze no map can fully capture. The underground also shaped the imagination of Londoners. Tales of mysterious creatures, ghostly stations, and hidden trains fuel folklore. Some swear they've seen shadows moving along abandoned platforms or heard footsteps echo where no human walks. The city above rarely acknowledges this world, yet it thrives, evolving independently. In many ways, the tunnels are alive, a parallel London that exists both in history and in myth. Technological innovation continues to reshape the underground. Modern tunnels now stretch farther than Pearson could have imagined, with automated systems, Wi-Fi networks, and energy-efficient trains. Yet, the old methods, the tunnels carved by hand, and the stations designed with care, remain as reminders of a time when vision and courage built a city beneath a city. It is a blend of past and future, where every ride connects passengers to layers of history, engineering triumphs, and untold secrets. Even the city's architecture above ground hides subtle nods to the underground below. Grates, street furniture, and monuments conceal stairways and air shafts. Pedestrians walk over these portals every day, unaware of the subterranean world that continues to evolve beneath them. The underground is not just a network for commuting. It is a living, breathing organism, adapting, surviving, and preserving stories long after the people who built it are gone. Beneath the city, darkness reigns where the sun never reaches. Old maintenance tunnels twist like a labyrinth, some sealed for decades, others quietly serving as conduits for utilities. In these hidden corridors, nature has adapted in extraordinary ways. Bats nest in forgotten alcoves, fungi thrive in damp corners, and insects, like the underground mosquito, evolve independently from the surface world. Every shadow, every drip of water tells a story of survival in a world humans rarely see. Some tunnels were constructed with purpose long forgotten. During wartime, entire lines were converted into emergency hospitals, storage for supplies, or secret bunkers. Equipment that once supported soldiers and planners now lies corroded and abandoned, yet it speaks volumes about the city's capacity to repurpose and endure. Explorers who venture here report strange echoes, unexplained movements, and the weight of history pressing on every surface. Even beneath active stations, hidden chambers preserve a memory of London's evolution. Electric cables hum quietly, signaling systems pulse invisibly, and old guard posts stand as reminders of an era when humans controlled every inch of the underground. Modern travelers may pass over these spaces without notice, yet they are alive with energy, both technological and historical. The underground is also home to forgotten experiments. Scientists and engineers tested new rail systems, ventilation techniques, and even subterranean farming ideas in secret rooms. Some of these trials failed, leaving remnants of machinery and equipment scattered in abandoned stations. Others succeeded quietly, laying the groundwork for modern urban infrastructure. This constant cycle of innovation and adaptation mirrors the city above, a city that grows, reinvents, and hides its deepest truths beneath layers of stone and steel. Stories of human survival and resilience are etched into these walls. Families lived in shelters for months during wartime air raids, sharing meals, telling stories, and creating a sense of community under impossible circumstances. Platforms that once echoed with the clatter of trains became living rooms, classrooms, and theaters. Even after the conflict ended, the underground retained the memory of those nights, a silent testament to human endurance. The shadows of espionage also linger here. During the Cold War, some abandoned tunnels and stations were repurposed as secret communication hubs and safe houses. Messages passed unseen, plans were drafted in silence, and the city above remained oblivious to the network of spies, strategists, and couriers operating below. In many ways, London's underground has always been a stage for covert operations, where the stakes were life and death, not schedules or fares. If these memories moved you, don't let the story end here. Leave a comment, join the conversation, and help us keep these voices alive. Subscribe for more journeys through time, and together, let's ensure these cities are never forgotten. See you next time.